Coming up, close encounters with orangutans.
What's it doing?
Drama in the sky.
Just so amazing.
And trauma in the jungle.
I just don't like it here.
London's Heathrow Airport and the Serious Jungle team prepare to travel to the other side of the world. The 8 adventurers will be away from their families for 3 weeks. The marathon journey is around 20 hours. They're travelling 7,000 miles to the Far East and the huge tropical island of Borneo. They're met by expedition leaders Bruce Parry and Emma Jay, who they last saw at their auditions a month ago.
I'm sweating already and I've not even done anything yet.
It's so hot here. It's like a sauna, I can hardly breathe.
He hits you like that and it's horrible, really sticky heat.
I'm never going to complain about British weather again, ever.
The team will be working for the world-famous Sepilok Orangutan Centre. Living deep in the jungle, they'll be helping return orphaned orangutans to the wild. But for the first week, they'll be living just outside the rainforest, in relative luxury.
Quite nice in here. Who wants the top?
It'll be their home as they get jungle training for the main expedition. Luke's very scared of spiders, and it's already playing on his mind.
No, everyone swallows 8 spiders in their life, and I don't really want a tarantula to be one of mine.
So he's come up with an ingenious solution.
You know the eye patch thing she got at the airport so you can sleep? Goes over. Like that. Like that. So you can breathe still. Stop bugs going in my mouth.
I've heard some silly things in my time, but that takes the biscuit.
Right.
By evening, everyone's getting on pretty well. Except for 12-year-old Daniel, the youngest of the team. Each night, the team can get things off their chest in a video diary, and Daniel features heavily.
I really don't want to be horrible or anything like that, but he's seriously annoying.
Oh, Daniel! There you go, scratching the CD.
You better not touch that CD.
We can't really relate to him, and it's kind of hard because he gets left out a lot.
It's past midnight, but despite the long journey, nobody's turning in.
I don't care what time you go to bed, but all I'm going to say to you
I want
is
to go tonight.
tomorrow is like going to be kind of hectic, and if you're all zombies, I won't be too.
I really want an
so.
early night, but I'm not tired.
Hannah's already finding it very stressful living with everyone.
This is awful. I have never been so happy in my entire life. I don't think so. I don't think I can cope with this. I can't be in an enclosed space with these just same 8 people. I'm a solitary person. I need to be on my own. And there's nowhere for me to go on my own. I need to cry sometimes. And there's nowhere to do around here, apart from the only time I've had on my own in front of the camera.
Next morning, the team help out at the orangutan nursery. Most of the babies here were kept illegally as pets before being rescued by the centre.
He's really scared. Oh, they look really scared. Look at them. So sweet. It's been lovely because we've been so close to them and they're so sweet. And their little faces are so human. It's amazing.
The palms, just like ours, and so are the feet and things. They have tiny little nails, just like ours, and the ears, for instance. They're exactly the same, basically. They look exactly the same, just a lot smaller. Just amazing.
It takes about 6 years to train the orangutans to go back to the wild. At 3 years old, they're led each day into the rainforest to feed. Using ropes strung between feeding platforms, the animals are persuaded to travel further and further from the nursery. This is the fourth and last platform, about half a mile away.
There we go. There we go.
I'll pass
Sugar
the
cane?
other one.
From here, it's hoped they'll eventually return to the wild. But they really need to be much further into the forest, which is where the Sirius Jungle team come in.
We're going to be building a massive feeding platform, much higher than this one, and it's going to be the last feeding platform they're going to use before they're released into the wild. It's going to mean a lot to all of us just to build one for them and like leave something behind, because they really need this last platform, so it's really good.
While they work on it, the team will have to live for 2 weeks in the heart of the rainforest, so there's some serious training to be done. First, expedition leader Bruce points out some dangerous creatures.
It's a hairy caterpillar. They're a lot nastier than they look. Oh, check this. Over here, everyone.
Scorpions are a constant threat in the jungle.
Oh, wow. Clever, isn't it?
Oh, that's what you're going to.
Oh!
Get up.
Next, they're going to be paired up for the rest of the trip. The idea is that buddy pairs look out for each other when the going gets tough.
The key thing about a buddy, you've got to be making sure that you're looking at how they're looking, if they're drinking enough water, whether they've been covered in bites, whether they've got cuts. Yeah,
Daniel's aware that at the moment he doesn't have any close friends in the team.
I'm like the little one of the group, and like I've got to try and like fit in with them, which has probably been one of the difficult bits for me, and maybe not for them.
The leaders decide to pair him up with Larry, the most laid-back of the boys. To emphasise how close they must become, Emma ties them together for the next few hours.
You can't put your arm in it. He's going to try and put his arm in.
Imogen's buddy will be Hannah. JC's with Luke. And Susan's with Laura.
Get used to one another.
I think I need the loo now.
Once in the jungle, they'll be drinking river water, so they've got to learn how to purify it. Each water bottle needs 5 drops of iodine to kill off all the bugs. But being tied together makes it really awkward.
Hold it up. Whoa.
Oh my!
That will spill, boys.
Larry!
I didn't open it.
Be careful though, lads, because if that goes, that's big trouble. Because,
Yeah.
like, you know, that is your one source of purifying water.
Larry! It's not funny!
It's doing me.
What else are you supposed to do?
Count them. Well, how many's going in? How much are you putting in there? That's about 7. Daniel, stop now. That's way too much.
Daniel, are you doing drops or squirts?
Squirts.
Drops.
Yeah, but look, it's squirted all down the end. Probably die of some
Look at
fatal
my claws.
disease.
Will that come out?
No.
Daniel, I think it's the least you're worried. So let's get the water in the bottle, eh?
Larry's
Stay
stop laughing.
Sorry.
We're getting the air out of it.
So have the new buddies become real buddies.
He's all right, Daniel. And he's a nice guy. Although he whinges at me quite a bit. But of course, I'm quite a bit older than him. He's the youngest. I'm the oldest.
Daniel's starting to feel very isolated.
Just like being a bit homesick. Oh, really? I think it's like temporary. I like sort of get over it, sort of thing. It's just like, not because like your parents always look out for you, don't they? So, and like fending for yourself, sort of thing. It's like been quite hard.
Emma tries to lift his spirits.
You like to be upset. And no, I'm not trying to make you cry. It gets better.
Like, I had a chat with her and she's like really lifted it a bit. And I'll get over it. It's only a temporary thing, so that was probably the main thing of the day. I'll have a lot worse days to come.
All is not entirely well with another buddy pair, Imogen and Hannah.
Today I was buddied up with Hannah, and to be honest, I don't think she was very happy about it. I think she'd rather have gone with Susan or even Laura. I was probably her last choice.
Probably the worst bit was being tied to Imo, who likes to march along at the front in her sort of army style, and I like dragging at the back in a kind of depressed way. So, an interesting choice of partner there by the person who chose them.
And the pairing has also raised deeper concerns for Hannah.
I feel threatened by Imogen and Laura because they are so much more attractive and kind of happy, upbeat people that are more well-liked than I am. and also the physical thing. I have fallen over a couple of times today, but Imo just doesn't do that. So I don't feel that I can confide in her to say I'm having trouble today, because I'm worried she's just going to laugh at me and think, oh, stupid, unfit, fat, city girl, or something like that.
Day 2 of jungle training and the first big test. The team are going to camp out for a night in the rainforest.
I'm spraying on my 50% DEET to prevent leeches going up to my groin area.
They've got their first night ever in the jungle, and that's really going to hit them. I mean, it's quite early on. It's going to be quite a full-on experience. Their first night is going to be tough.
They've less than an hour's walk along well-worn paths. By the end of the week, they'll have to trek for 2 days through virgin jungle. But Daniel's already struggling.
You tired, that's all? Alright.
Is you rested, Daniel?
You all right now? Yeah, you've done very well.
Daniel!
An appropriate time to check out the toilet facilities.
This is the pea tree. Got a very, very large tree, so you can't possibly miss. This is the squat spot. Have a nice area for the girls to pee in. That is the poo pit. All okay with that? Yeah. No. Yeah. No?
It looks disgusting.
It looks nice now. You should wait until it's been used, then it's not quite so nice.
But everyone's food are going to be in there.
Mm-hmm.
They said we're going to get diarrhea, so I don't want to see. Interesting.
They'll be sleeping off the ground to avoid dangerous creatures. Emma makes it look easy. You just sling a hammock between 2 trees, along with a mosquito net, and a top sheet called a basher to keep the rain off. But there's only a couple of hours before nightfall at 6.
Probably been easier to move you rather than the tree, but that's cool.
And we're trying to find sites for each of our bashes, and we've found ones that are a certain length apart and like close enough to each other so we can talk to each other and stuff. So it's quite difficult looking around and finding the right place to put them on.
Once the site's found, the ground has to be completely cleared to make sure there's nothing harmful lurking in the leaves.
Sorted 2 trees, chopped everything down, clear the area, and the bash is too long. Start again by the looks of things. Cheers, Bruce.
It's all right, mate.
It's now 4:30. They still haven't found any trees, and we haven't. We haven't managed to find sites for them all. And buddies are off in different directions. Different people are cutting down random stuff. It's kind of a bit of chaos at the moment.
We're making Imo's hammock at the moment. We seem to be doing quite well, but then we haven't actually tied the first knot yet, which is huge.
Suddenly, Luke spots something moving under JC's hammock. The area's not being cleared well enough.
Oh, that's a scorpion!
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is as well.
Bruce, we found a scorpion.
Yeah, just still.
Yeah.
Is it a harm to us?
Yeah, it'll give you a nasty sting. It won't be much more than that, but it'll be a nasty sting. So that was living underneath your hammock?
Yeah.
Stepping on it would be bad news, but Luke has other concerns.
Scorpions I ain't too bothered about, but it's mainly spiders. Because, like, spiders are just big and hairy. Whereas scorpions, they're a lot smaller. You know what I mean?
It's less than an hour to nightfall. There's still lots to do, but they've got to break off to wash.
We're going to go off and do that quickly now while it's light, because you don't want them wandering around the river when it's dark. And they're going to have to come back and finish putting up the bashes in the dark.
In the extreme heat of the jungle, washing is vital, but it uses up the last of the light. Finishing the hammocks by torchlight is tough.
Yeah.
The leaders have to step in to help.
Have you got a shirt you can put on, Luke?
Yeah.
Because you're going to get bitten otherwise, pal.
I need someone to help.
Many are feeling the strain, especially Imo.
They just burst into tears because I'm so tired and I'm so homesick and I feel really insecure.
I think the problem is that Hannah feels threatened by Imo, and Imo perhaps feels threatened by Hannah, and they're not talking about it, and it's getting worse and worse.
I mean, we get on fine, but I just get the feeling she'd rather be with someone else, which isn't a very nice feeling when you're stuck in the jungle and she's supposed to be like my closest person. So I'm going to talk to her, definitely. I've talked to Emma about it and I'm going to talk to her tonight.
At the campfire, JC spotted more wildlife.
It's some kind of bug coming out of its pupa, and now it's lost its skin like snakes. I'm really worried about it, 'cause it's with it being right above the fire. Oh, there you are.
Oh, it's moving. I like that.
There you go, you come in. Come on. Hilarious. It's got sort of the face of a mantis.
Meanwhile, Hannah and Imo have been getting things off their chest.
We're all okay now, because we both didn't like each other because we thought the other person didn't like us.
Not like you, I was just a bit worried. I felt really insecure.
Oh.
Oh. I feel all silly now because it's all over. Anyway. Oh, I feel really guilty now. Same.
Ready?
It's so silly. Okay, let's go. Yeah. We're embarrassed.
That's another sort of mood swing of Hannah Davis now, so...
And I'm still waiting for Daniel. It's been about an hour now, and he's still not ready. This is the problem with buddies.
Yes! Come in, Larry!
Supper's been rustled up by Bruce and Emma. Soon the jungle team will be expected to do everything for themselves, but they're finding tonight quite hard enough.
It's all right.
Luke's getting overwhelmed by it all.
I'm really emotional because I'm missing all my mum, my dad and my family and my friends. Getting to a stage where I just don't know why I entered. And I feel really ill.
It seems that just like when I just suddenly started getting happy again, now everyone else is depressed, and both Luke and Daniel and Imo and Susan have broken down in tears.
I just don't like it here, but I've got to come on.
Some of them are feeling it a little bit, you know, and it's to be understood. It's their first night in the jungle. It's kind of oppressive, and they've been rushed a lot, and there's been a lot of information to take in.
Quick check for spiders, so you know for sure that there's absolutely nothing in there.
Luke's so spooked, Emma's helping him get to bed.
Completely spider-free.
This is a big step for the whole of the group, and you know, a lot of them are kind of worried about how the night's going to pan out.
You're not on your own. I'm just a shout away. Whatever happens, I'll be with you in seconds. I'll be up on the ridge somewhere. I'll be really close by.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
You really okay? Or just saying you're okay? Just saying you're okay.
By 9 o'clock, everyone's off to bed. But Larry can't quite get to grips with his hammock.
This looks really fake, but honestly, this is what's happening to me right now. I'm not controlling this at all.
Night, Imo. Night, Laura. Night, everyone.
Excellent.
Night, Larry.
I forgot about Larry.
The noises are great. I like the atmosphere.
Amazing. It's like just lying here and listening to everything going on outside.
Okay, morning everybody. It's 6 o'clock. Let's be having ya.
Lukey, it's 6 o'clock, mate. We're going to have to start getting you up, okay? How you feeling, mate? Did you sleep well? Yeah. How did you sleep, mate?
Okay.
Yeah? Did you fall out? You're in the jungle.
Most have found their hammocks really cosy.
Originally I was quite worried about nasty little insects coming in and biting me in the middle of the night, but once I actually got in I felt quite safe.
It wasn't scary. It was exciting, I think.
All the worries that we had last night about, you know, sleeping in the jungle in their first night and all that sort of stuff seem to have dissipated.
Joy.
Daniel's especially homesick today. It's his little sister's 4th birthday.
I'm going to like try and make this my like most enjoyable day sort of thing. I thought about that like this morning, and I'll try to keep to that today, because I think that will probably be quite important today, just like keep me going sort of thing.
Before they leave, he takes on the worst job of the morning, filling in the poo pit.
I volunteered and so did Luke. We must be mental to be doing this. It doesn't actually smell now, because what we did was, well, I didn't, because I tried to not have one. What do you want, just crossing? We sprinkle ash over it to like sort of eliminate the smell. And what we're doing now is putting a cross on so people know not to dig it up, because they'll find a bit of a nasty surprise.
Later in the day, they're almost back at the centre when suddenly there's a problem.
Yeah, but I asked for us to get... OK.
Daniel seems to have gone missing.
Let's retrace our steps. We've got to stay alert, everyone.
In fact, it's a training exercise set up by the leaders, and Daniel's pretending he's injured.
Everyone here, quick! Quick as you can. We now have an emergency. We have a potential evacuation on our hands.
The team have to carry the casualty to a clearing where he could be winched out by helicopter.
What's that side?
What they don't know is that a real chopper's been arranged, and it's on its way.
Yeah, there's loads of stuff in the...
Just take it off, take it off.
As they arrive at the clearing, Daniel starts to realise something a bit special's in the air.
I could hear this helicopter, and it came flying past. So I was like, oh my, am I going in that?
Your height's good, your position's good, and your tail's still clear. Height, position and tail. Position of winch. Clear winch. Hopefully you can call them.
The helicopters come specially from the British Army base in the neighbouring country of Brunei.
Moving out. Winching out. Winching out. Height's good, your position's good, and your tail is still clear. Height, position and tail. Right, casualty is about 5 metres off to the right. 5 metres off to the right. Going down. Roger.
Throughout the Serious Jungle expedition, the helicopter crew will be on standby to help in a real emergency.
652, ready to pick up.
Eddie, which was one of the helicopter guys, hoisted me up, and that was just so cool. And it's so smooth, and I didn't know I had left the ground in that winch. I had to peep down.
Eddie is now clear of the ground. He is now clear of all ground obstacles.
Daniel couldn't be having a better time on his little sister's birthday.
Skid.
3 metres.
Now 1
metre.
Eddie's got his hands on the skids.
Hands on the skid.
Continuing to winch in so he can get his knees on.
His buddy Larry is really happy for him.
Of course, we were all a bit disappointed, you know, that we didn't actually get to go on it. But I think that Daniel really did deserve to go on the helicopter. He's had a bit of a stressful time.
This is so amazing. Oh, I can't believe it.
So happy now. I'm having the time of my life.
Are you feeling better now, Dad?
I was crying with like sadness, but I'm crying with happiness now. I'm so happy.
Next time on Serious Jungle, releasing orangutans.
It's hard not to get love when you're so
Rivals in love.
I'm very fond of Emo.
I'm really interested, actually, to be honest.
And lunch jungle style.
He's going to kill it. You can't do this.